Good evening and welcome to James and Matt from the Brothers Grimm and the Blue Murders.
Good evening.
Evening, guys. If you've not seen these boys around town, you're missing out. Quite a raucous and rollicking show. And they'll be launching their new album, The Year to Forget, next Friday at the Corner. That's the 29th of July. You might have heard me playing the single Drunken Moon a few times. Quite the track that it is. How are we, boys?
We're good, Dave.
Very well.
Thanks for having us.
Not a problem. My pleasure. And so, tell us a bit about the background for the band.
The background for the band. I guess 5 years ago, my brother and I got together. We'd taken a hiatus from playing in bands. We've been playing in metal bands, rock bands, punk bands for years and years and years, and we just got sick of it all. And so we all kind of disappeared from that until, like that strange beast that music is. We started going, well, how about we just jam a little bit with just two of us instead of a band? And that's what we did. We just started writing tunes. And at the time, I think they were the weird country hybrid songs.
Yeah.
And then Matt came to me with a song called Perpetrating Blues, with the music for it. And I went, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And he goes, oh, shit, that's what I want to do. And I go, perfect. And then bang, we just started writing over the next year a whole bunch of songs that were kind of blues inspired by all the music that we grew up listening to. And then we still had enough metal in us to want to drive it a little bit more than just, like the
Just
classic
what the
kind
two
of...
people could provide,
Yeah.
That little bit more. I reckon.
So we pulled Chris Lichty on bass, double bass, then we pulled Devlin D on drums.
So they're the Blue Murders.
They're the Blue Murders,
Right.
but I would say that's what started to really define what we do. I mean, the two of us, we still played just kind of classic blues, but I mean, obviously on the corner of our seat, it's still pretty driven.
Yeah.
But once you added, Dev style and Chris's double bass, it started morphing into exactly what we wanted it to be.
And you've built up this reputation as relentless tourers.
Yeah.
You're constantly touring, and obviously that helps with the album. It's the sound that you got for the album.
I think it helps with our sanity, Dave. I mean, the whole thing is that we want to play music.
Yeah.
And if we played music as much as we want to play music in Melbourne, you guys would be sick of us in 10 seconds flat. So the only option is to go and attack other people in other cities, and that's basically what we do. Like, we are pretty relentless. I'd say about 2 weeks out of every month we're on the road.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have it any other way, though.
But it shows in your live shows. I mean, you're so tight, and you obviously been living out of each other's pockets on the road and stuff like that. Because it's not like you're not traveling.
Because we're punching each other.
You're
on
not
stage.
traveling first class yet. It's all in the back of the van, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
So,
it's hard. It's hard work. But I tell you what, I remember someone, like, when I was really young, saying, like, you have to have a certain type of personality to be a touring band, and I didn't really quite understand what he meant until I had this band, because you really do. I mean, all you're doing all night. It's like a 2-week-long party. So you're going out and you're meeting people and you're playing these shows and you're getting raucous, and then you're meeting more people, and they're going to take you out in their town and they're going to get crazy, and you're going to get up at you're going to go to bed probably at about 5 in the morning. You're going to get up at 9
and drive for another 5-6 hours.
Jump in a van, and and if you can't deal with being tired or hungover, and then
General crankiness.
Yeah, general crankiness, then it's just going to aggravate that situation.
And you got to have good people skills.
And you do. And this band does. Like, I mean, Devlin, you work with him. He's amazing. Like, he can go out all night. He'll be up in the morning. Okay, boys.
Time to go.
Oh, I can't do the Scottish accent, but he'll be like, get in the van, let's go. And everyone, just works really well as a touring machine.
So going back to the new album, it's called The Year to Forget. Do you want to talk a bit about that? The title and the songs on that?
Look, yeah, for a while they were like, should we call it Year to Forget? But we actually really like it because it's a really bold statement, and just something to kind of encompass all of those songs. It's not literally our year to forget. We had an amazing year of playing. We also had our fair share of horror stories, but I think it's more the fact that, we play the blues, or at least the hybrid of the blues, and all of those songs. Just look at the cover. That woman that we've nicknamed Preshka, the one-legged prostitute. If you don't look like that before you've met us, you definitely look like that after you've met us, and that's kind of what it's more about. It's the year to forget. I think it's more her story, to be honest. I think she just came across us, and I think she's never going to want to come across us again.
And the back of the album is you guys all sort of baptized in a river. Is it cleansing?
Yeah, I like to think it's washed away our sins. I mean, you know, I'm not saying there's a lot of them. I'm just saying there's a lot of them.
and the disclaimer: all stories guaranteed to be mostly true. Is that right?
That is actually the truth, which is, you know, kind of ironic. But it's, I mean, basically, when I write a song, I'm not interested in telling my story. I'm interested in taking something that's happened in my life and turning it into a song, because I would much rather, you know, you listen to it and go, oh shit, this brings out this.
I can relate to
that.
Yeah,
exactly. And also, I mean, if it's something horrific, if you get too honest about it, and then you have to sing that on tour or whatever for the next 2 years, you don't want to live through that every single night. So I'd rather just kind of place it in the context of a song, so I know what it's about, but you can turn it into whatever the hell you want.
So you're more of telling other people's stories rather than your own sort of story.
Yeah, I'll turn it into my story or someone else's story. It depends on the context of the song, whether it's first person or whatever. But it's basically what I'm into doing is capturing the emotion of whatever I was going through within the context of that song. So it'll be really honest in that respect. Like what it's about will be whatever, you know, I was feeling about whatever that situation is. But other songs like Front Door Sally, which we might play a bit later, that's more just a props to all the women out there who are having sex whenever the fuck they want, you know, rather than getting, you know, all that the social pressure to say, oh, no, you can't do that, you know. And that's nothing to do with me, other than that I love those people, those women. Respect.
And that comes across in your live show as well, I think. I mean, you've certainly got
how much respect I have for women.
That as well, but like
open the front door to me.
The sort of old style preacher up the front, given to the fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
That's your stick, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I suppose. I mean, you know, I'm just loud and obnoxious. That's my stick. And so I get up there and I just love being in the moment of a live show. And the beauty is our audiences are insane. I think they're more crazy than me, and that's what I like about them. They, you know, they'll be yelling at me, I'll be yelling at them, and you know, we all have a good time, which is really what.
And that's what's going to happen next Friday at the Corner, isn't it?
Oh, most definitely, especially with the bands we're playing with.
And who you playing with?
We've got Snowdroppers coming down from Sydney, which is a fantastic band, and the Death Rattles, which are an amazing new talent.
Excellent. So, what would you say the biggest challenge has been in this sort of 5-year window so far?
Man, there's been a lot of challenges, but I guess it's just kind of maintaining the family, just looking after the Brothers Grimm, the Blue Murders. That's our biggest thing, is because that's our band. That's how we want it. That's who we want to play with. And you know, like we do put ourselves under a lot of pressure, under a lot of duress, and so that's our priority, I guess. And then secondly, it's just making sure we keep making music that we're happy with.
Keep the machine rolling.
That's our biggest challenge.
For sure. And you was talking sort of your punk metal background. It's funny how a lot of sort of ex-punks and metal guys end up sort of gravitating towards this more sort of acoustic, whether it be sort of country or blues and stuff like that as they get older. Is that where you're going?
Yeah, definitely. But also in context, you know, like in your 20s, you're an angry motherfucker. You know, like, and I think that, I mean, I almost recommend it. I think everyone should go out and play in a death metal band for at least the early 20s, just to get that shit out of your system, you know, because it's quite cathartic. You know, you go out and scream at people for however long, you're going to come out of it going, I feel a little bit better. And then also you realize that all those problems you thought you had when you were in your early 20s are actually pretty minute and ridiculous, because you get older and you get some real problems thrown at you and you have to deal with those. And that's where I think something like country and blues is far more realistic and far more, well, not
slightly
more realistic.
Better format, you know.
Well, it's really genuine, and it comes from a little bit of experience. You've had a little bit more kind of hurt and a little bit more pain, and you start to realize that, you know, I think in your 20s you spend a lot of time pointing your fingers at other people and going, yeah, they're fucking with me, man. But when you know, as you get old, you realize, oh, actually, I put myself.
You look in the mirror and you go, actually,
yeah. I think
it's all about me.
Yeah, so you know, I'd much rather be in this context where I can. I mean, the beauty is this band and the way I think we deliver, because we're not really a country band, we're not really a blues band, and we're just starting to come to terms with that, because we thought we were, but you know.
Well, I mean, the thing that one of the things I like about the single Drunken Moon is that it starts off kind of like quite trad sort of blues, but then just mutates into this other thing altogether, which I think is you guys doing your thing together, and it isn't trad at all. It's something else that you've created,
which is something we're definitely interested in doing. I mean, that's our main kind of thing. Is we I mean, I'd definitely give my props to my brother Matt Grimm for that. He I mean, I don't know anyone else who can kind of grab, you know, 3 chords essentially and just kind of morph them and twist them and you know, bash them and hide him in his cellar for a little while and drag them back out and revive them. And you know, he writes these songs which I don't know what they are. They're kind of like cross, you know, blues, traditional blues / rock / rockabilly / I don't know what. But it's not like that kind of fusion where you have that section, then that section.
So how do you go about writing these songs? Do you go with the lyrics first, or do you come in the music first?
It varies due to, you know, every song, but I think a lot of the time, you know, I come up with the riff, and it's just, you know, when you've got a good one, it's like, all right, I have to get this done, so, you know, I'll be on the phone to James, come around, and you know, and then we kind of might record it, just a quick little demo or something, you know, maybe record it on photo booth or something, you know, and then send it off to James, and he'll, you know, take his time and figure out what the song's about. And
although sometimes it's kind of weird, like he'll write this new riff, and I've just written a new lyric
that'll fit it,
and they'll fit perfectly. Yeah. It's actually, I'd say probably 70 or 80% of our songs have been like that. I think
you're right. Yeah.
I'll start writing this thing. I've got this, you know, idea, and then he'll go, "Well, I got this riff," and he'll play it for me, and I'll go, "Bam!" And then it just happens. Like it just, you know, and we kind of wrangle our heads around it. I mean, the beauty is he's got a really strong personality. I got a strong personality, and I think that kind of conflict in a songwriting context is what helps define these songs.
Well, you look at all the sort of great songwriting partnerships that they are. There's always a bit of headbutting going on between them and stuff like that.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, I don't think you'd want it to be an easy process.
You got to stand up for your part of the song and stuff, and it's like,
you're both trying to attain the same thing. You're both trying to go in there and write the best song that you possibly can at the time. And,
yeah,
you know,
totally.
And even when a song's finished, you know, it might not be, you might think it's finished, but then it's just like, oh, there's that little thing, let's just rework that, you know. Like there's always, songs evolve, you know.
Yeah, totally. Because I think it's less about egos and more about just you want to write the best song that you possibly can, and if you want to just be a little bit diplomatic about it and go, no, what do you think, man? Are you happy with that? You know, you don't want to be like that. You want to go, man, this is what I'm trying to say. Let's do it.
Exactly.
You know, and he's like, yeah, but this needs to go into that, and you go, all right.
Well, I reckon on that note, we should maybe have a song and give people an idea of what they can expect next Friday at the Corner. So that's next Friday at the Corner, the Brothers Grimm and the Blue Murders, ably supported by the Snowdroppers and the Death Rattles. I heartily recommend you to get down there.
And get loose with this.
Yes. These guys know how to party, so if you haven't seen them before, get your arses down at the Corner.
And shake them.
Yes. Shake them indeed. So what we're going to hear then?
Well, I guess because we preempted it, we might as well play Front Door Sally.
Yeah, maybe an acoustic version of that. Yeah, we'll give that a go.
So, yeah, I mean, like I said before, I mean, you know, this is kind of an ode to all the people out there who do what they want because that's what they want to do.
Excellent. Well, thank you, James and Matt. Two halves, 2 quarters of the Brothers Grimm.